I've always done writing, so like stuff like prose, not really poetry, but I never really did plays. And then I remember when I was, I think it was 15, right? Our teacher in class one day was like, oh, there's this competition that goes around like once a year, and I thought the concept was really great, like this, putting people in like a room for like 24 hours just to write. It was like, wow. So I was very excited about the idea, and then I took it up to the teachers, and they thought it was a good idea as well. So, woo, that was the first year we went, and like I went with a bunch of my friends, and I had a lot of fun. I think is having that space to write. I think that for me is one of the best things about the competition, is that you get given parameters, you get given limits, and then you have to work within those limits, and it really forces you to work in ways that you don't really think, you don't really think in that way before. So it's also a combination of that, as well as like having, like I said, a space, like a time just allotted to write, because we don't really have that like in everyday life. So it's always really good to like, I always like take all these opportunities and just go, like, come give me space to write. I think the stimuli has gotten crazier, like, but also I think that's cause like the new host, like Becca the Bus, like she comes up with like the weirdest stuff ever. But it really does change the quality and the nature of the scripts that we get. I think I love it because I've been watching like the winning entries and stuff like that the past few years, and we move from very like everyday sort of things to more looking at it in different languages. You see that sort of shift in like the content. Like people are using more metaphors, using more like imagistic sort of things. So I think the competition is doing what it's like set out to do, like, which is to like nurture a new like generation of writers who, and it's great also that we're getting like young people to like invest and commit to this sort of like vision. So it's good. Like what part of me is really just like, oh wow, I'm being published, like that's a big deal, like with capital letters and everything. But I don't feel like I've had a like point in my life where deserve is the wrong word for it, but like where I can't understand the gravity of it. But I feel very lucky, that I have like that this is being published, that someone thinks that it's important enough to publish. Like the whole initiative is really great as well, like having that literature there for people to refer to. But I think personally for me, being published really doesn't mean anything, because I would not have chosen that piece to publish. You know what I mean? Like just purely because like embarrassment from like 15-year-old me. Like it's okay, 15-year-old me was not embarrassed, that's great, but 19-year-old me is very embarrassed. I'm definitely really, really grateful that it's being published, and I think it's really important that initiatives like this to put out literature for like plays especially like is upheld. Yeah. Like the regret like seeped in even during like when the show was going on, like the last scene. I was watching it, every single time I watched it, it was like a part of myself was like, 24 hours. If I had more than 24 hours, you know what I mean? But I think it's great also that like I can look back at my stuff and think, oh, I never should have done that, because it just means that I've progressed. Whether it's like backwards or forwards is like completely like different thing. It's just important like for me that I feel I've developed in some way. So it was really great like to like when I reread it like recently also, like it was embarrassing and cringeworthy and regretful, but it was also just a great like way for me to like critique what I was interested in back when I was like 15 years old, 16 years old, and then like compare it to me now and see how much growth I had. So